Welcome back. It's Mark from financialfreedomandhonesty.com with another video. Today we're going to do the portfolio update for December of 2025, and this marks the 16th month in a row that I've done my portfolio update series. I just want to call out, so I'm recording this on December the 22nd, and I wrote the article on December 21st. I will be traveling for the holidays, which is why I didn't wait till the end of the month for this one. So we've reached the end of the year, and market-wise, in this final month thus far, we've been pretty flat. Started off the month with many green days, followed by a few red days, followed by a week of up and a week of down, and then the last few days have been slightly green. So if you look at the indices themselves, S&P 500 up about 1/3%, NASDAQ about flat, Dow Jones up 1.8, and TSX 60 just winning again. All it's done is win all year long. VDY for my holding is 2.22%, so banks still crushing it there. XAW is down slightly. SCHD once again losing to the Dow Jones. Last month it was up, and I don't know, 5 of the last 6 months it has done worse than the Dow Jones Industrial. And my last holding is VTI, and almost up 0.5% here. I'll have to wait and see how much more gains we can get in the last week or so of trading days this year. In terms of moves, this week, or month rather, was quite busy. So I was thinking quite heavily about reducing the number of holdings that I had, but I did end up adding another one. I thought about reducing HDIV and HYLD, but in fact they actually outperformed their underlying this year, so it seemed kind of silly to dump them when they've done so well recently. May change my mind in the new year, but I decided to keep those in the profile. The one I did decide to sell is EIT.UN, so I closed the entire position. Price-wise, it hasn't done anything over the last year, so maybe even 18 months, and the yield at the current price is sitting at 7.5%, which just doesn't cut it. I mean, the S&P 500 is knocking on the doorstep of 15% increase without considering the small dividend that it gives, and the TSX 60 is like over 20% with what, average 3 or 4% dividend. So 7.5% is not cutting it, and I know previously I'd said it's kind of a stabilizer of the portfolio, but I'm young. I need a little bit more risk. This is the time for growth, not for playing it safe. And to be honest, if I just put it into indices, it's still relatively safe. So yeah, the second one I did is I trimmed pref a little bit after that week of down days that I talked about earlier, just trying to squeak out a little bit more gains for the end of the year. So from the sales and from deposits, I ended up buying some HXQ, some HYLD, HDIV, VDY, and I did end up opening a new position in HHIS. I bought about half of what I think I might want to have longer term, and I'm going to wait just to see if it dips in the new year before I buy more. And the last thing was Google, so the pref I just kind of switched a little bit of pref into a little bit of Google. Let's take a look at the actual numbers here. Yeah, I noticed this is a little bit hard to read, so I have upped the font for next month's both blog post and video, so hopefully that'll be better, but for now we have this to look at. So VFE is still the highest at over 20% now. VDY bumped up almost to 13%. HYLD knocking on the doorstep of 4%. HDIV at 4%. Google at 4.5% now, and what else? The HHIS, so that's a new one, just a little sliver there. In terms of RSP buys, nothing too exciting to write about. I just bought VFV in the Disposal RSP again, and that makes VFE almost 50%. In this bezel, which is down here. And then up to my RSP, no change there, except for slight market fluctuations. VTI still 50%, and the others somewhat equal, with XAW a little bit bigger. Talking about dividend increases and decreases, HDIV, a slight increase from 18 cents to 18.3 cents. In HHIS, I know it's a new one, but the last 3 months it's been up. So I think it was October was a quarter, 26 cents last month and 27 cents this month. As per the Fear and Greed Index, we're sitting at neutral at about 45, which is better than the extreme fear that we had about a month or so ago. Looking fresh, so EG's even over 1 day, it's now up to 56, so we're tracking into the greed category. I'm not going to do AII investor sentiment this month, just going to go back to the portfolio update and wrap up. So all in all, it was a great month. Went for some fear to some wild swings. Now back into the neutral, bordering on the greedy today. So we'll have to see what happens until the end of the year. Thanks for stopping by. Take care. Happy holidays. Cheers.